Hello guys, May here, and welcome to this next video of Where in the USA is Carmen Sandiego. So we have done 3 cases so far, and we're going to see what is next. Again, we are now investigators, so I wonder if the next case we're going to get a promotion. And also, we're going to see how many cases it takes to get Carmen Sandiego. So let's go on a new case.
Grab your coat and head for North Dakota. The town of Rugby is exactly at the geographical center of North America. Or it was, until today, when some villain vamoosed with it. Your job? Round up the rustler who ripped off Rugby and put the town back on the map. Good luck.
You came out on top last time, Gumshoe.
Ooh.
But you'll never get to the bottom of my latest caper.
Well, that was interesting.
Howdy. She made a line drive to Hank Aaron's hometown, where he learned to swing the swing that later beat the Babes' home run record.
Hank Aaron, who's that?
I could tell that she led a spicy life by her cinnamon-colored hair.
So, red? Alright, next. Oh. Villainogram, keep your broad body moving, my ample assistant, and bring me some loot. Carmen Sandiego. So, she's kind of big.
What's shaking? She planned to swim a state boundary, landing on the west bank of the Chattahoochee.
Chattahoochee. That sounds like something to do with maybe Indian land?
Nice to see you. She said that, alphabetically speaking, she
Oh,
was
so it's
headed for
Alabama.
the #1 state.
So she's going to Alabama.
Her hair was the shade of dark oak bark.
So then it's not red, it's brown. Carmine.
Well, howdy. She was just spotted taking a tip from the Washington Monument.
So this is gonna be DC.
If height were a ladder, she'd occupy a low rung.
So she's short.
How you doing? When I asked if she could recite a presidential address, she said sure, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I'll bet her hairdo earns her plenty of brownie points.
Pleased to meet you. They say she's making a lot of money at the Bureau of Engraving and Printing.
That's definitely DC.
In terms of height, she believes less is more.
Alright, let's go to DC. Alright, let's see. So, there's 3 people.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
There we go, here's a note.
She said, it'll take some pluck, but I plan to take a peck at poultry farming in Milford.
Poultry in Milford. There's a whole bunch of places with Milford. Okay.
Her fine fashion taste could not cloak her ample waist.
Ample waist, so that means she's big. Ongoing transmission, dear Carmen, my apologies for missing a meeting. I was feeling kind of low. Next time I'll bring platform shoes. Okay.
Hiya! She planned to visit the DuPont family, but worried about bad chemistry.
Oh, the DuPont family.
She was standing still, but counting the seconds.
She has a watch. That's, I think in Delaware? Maybe?
How are things? She bragged that a crime in the Blue Hen State would be a feather in her cap.
Blue Hen State. That's Delaware. Okay, so it is Delaware. Because I've actually been to one of the DuPont. So I've actually been to the DuPont family mansion, which is right next to the hospital, and it's really, really beautiful. Ooh, notebook. Owner's manual: how to program your timepiece.
Hey there! She told me a hokey joke before whisking off to a capital city that shares its name with its state. She wasn't a towhead, if anything.
She's a toast head, so it was brown.
How you doing? How you doing?
Could be her.
The photo of the flag on her travel brochure showed a buckskin shield on a royal blue field.
So it's Oklahoma. Oh, hold on.
How you doing? Sure.
Hello! Hello! I saw her and thought, good grief, what great girth!
So then she's pretty heavy then.
Hello!
So she's going to Oklahoma. Oh, it's this dude again.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. I believe there's someone lying low in this location.
Very inconspicuous. Okay, let's look. Oh, I guess that's her.
How are things?
Catastrophic sent up the river.
This is a disaster.
That's too funny.
Carmen will move much faster.
I'm impressed. You've landed another perpetrator in the pen. Job well done. You brought back the loot and created a catastrophe for Astrophic. Great tracking.
Senior investigator.
You're a senior investigator now. Congratulations. But don't rest on your laurels too long. There's been another crime, and I'd like you to take the case. Will you do it?
Let's do it. I mean, because this case was so short, let's do another one.
Something's fishy in Michigan, Gumshoe. The hand crank from Henry Ford's first Model T is missing. Ford invented the assembly line and turned the USA into a car-powered country, but it's ground to a stop until you catch the crook who copped the crank. I know you can make the bust. Good luck.
Alright, so let's go.
I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. She struck off for the tiny capital of Carson City.
So Carson City kind of reminds me of like the episodes of Bonanza. I think it's down closer south, maybe closer to Mexico. I think Carson City's in Nevada.
She'd probably need binoculars to see if her shoes were tied.
So she's pretty tall. Oh. She needed binoculars if her shoes were tied. Okay. She might be tall. Shh. Come on. Female.
Nice to see you around these parts. It'll be heavenly in paradise, she said with a smiling face, but grab some sunscreen just in case. Her hair brought tomatoes to mind.
Okay, so she's got red hair. One more person.
Good to see you here.
Come on.
Good to see. Strike west of Utah, she claimed, towards the Silver State.
Silver State, that might be Nevada. Yep, it's Nevada. Everything points to Nevada.
She wears goofy-looking goggles.
Okay, so she was wearing, so she's not tall, I guess. She's wearing glasses, though. Oh. Watch out, my henna-haired kleptomaniac or Acme's agents may douse your flaming red hair. Okay. Well, we got a couple more people here.
Hi, how are ya? The senora said, in Spanish, she was heading for the snowy state. Her physique was sleek.
So her weight is thin.
Nice to make that rowdy lady in
Reno,
Tennessee
Nevada.
rock. Her hair reminded me.
Okay, so we're going to Reno, Nevada. Oh no, I pressed the wrong one. Shit. Oh, I just wasted gas. Crap. The MGM line?
Hey! She's making her criminal quotas in one of the Dakota. She has a glassy stare when she wears her hair.
Okay. Seeing double, perhaps it's time to try some new glasses at Oscar's Optical Shop.
Howdy. You narrowly missed seeing her narrow-looking... She said she couldn't forego a trip to Fargo for farm equipment.
Fargo is North Dakota?
Howdy, partner. Good to be here. When I mentioned that Red River Valley has some of the richest soil in the world, she went to get more dirt.
Let's just use this map this time. I won't use the phone. So, North Dakota. Fargo is here, so it is North Dakota. Alrighty.
Hi there. She put on her frames and made a... She thought a trip...
Let's actually have a guide here. That's pretty snazzy.
Hi there. Community's the name and culture's my game. I love to study how society works. And right now I'm feeling very social. Let's take a tour around here and see who we meet. This is the famous Las Vegas Strip, one of the bright spots in Nevada. Neon signs and electronic billboards point the way to gambling casinos and extravagant hotels that look like Roman forums, Egyptian pyramids, and even a mini replica of New York City. All out here in the middle of the desert.
Well, that's how snazzy Nevada is, especially Las Vegas.
Centuries ago, Spanish explorers blazed the old Spanish Trail under a blazing desert sun and camped in a cooler area they called Las Vegas, or the Meadows. Later, Las Vegas became a railroad town. When gambling became legal, the sound of the slot machines replaced the screech of the train whistle. Today, Las Vegas is one of the fastest-growing cities in the nation. That's fascinating. Would you like to continue chatting?
Okay, so...
Ta-ta for now. I'll ask around and find out more about the suspect. If you need help with your CompuCrook, or if you just want to chat, call me on the video phone.
So now where did she go?
Greetings! The police are miffed since she caught a lift to the lakes on the Drift Prairie.
Drift Prairie, okay.
She is hard to see when she stands sideways.
Hey! She's making...
Oh yeah,
her
North
criminal-
Dakota.
Glad to make your acquaintance. She thought the Red River was worth a visit, even though it's geographically borderline. When I first saw her, I thought she was on stilts.
So she's really tall. Doctor's report, treat for a minor abrasion to forehead. Lofty patient forgot to duck in a doorway because she's really tall.
Pleased to meet you. I hear she behaved like a loose cannon at Fort Sill. Her hair was the color of a fresh sunburn.
Fort Sill, I have no clue where that is. So that's Oklahoma.
Hiya! She's headed for the Spiral Mound State Park to see how the mound builders let their work pile up.
Oklahoma. Wow. All right. So I think what I would have done as a kid is I would actually click on each state. I wouldn't have known to like look up stuff here. I wouldn't have had the patience, I think. But I had the patience with Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego, though. Okay, so is there any more stuff here? No.
Nice to see a friendly face. She's hooked on fishing pickerel and looks forward to gazing across the Ohio River at Henderson, Kentucky.
So, Kentucky?
Nice to see. I saw her just before she went tearing off for Terre Haute.
My, what a pleasant surprise! She's picking peonies in Bloomington.
Bloomington?
Nice to see you here. She had on a Notre Dame cap and was bent on reaching South Bend to see the fightin' Irish.
Notre Dame. Notre Dame is up north.
Excellent entry. All your information matches mine. Now, let's go catch Carmen's cohort.
Ooh!
Hi, I'm Tickwittee, archaeologist extraordinaire. And when I'm not getting my thrills helping Acme agents catch Carmen's crooks, I earn my living digging up dirt on the distant past. Let me show you my latest find. Only a few Indian tribes are native to Oklahoma. In the 1830s, many Indian tribes were forced to leave their native lands and relocate here in Oklahoma. Their forced march became known as the Trail of Tears due to the great hardships suffered on the long journey. Archaeologists, like yours truly, determined that native Indian tribes have lived on the Great Plains for about 6,000 years. Here at Indian City, you can see recreations of 7 native villages and watch traditional dances and ceremonies. But be careful, you might get a sudden urge to hunt buffalo. I just love reaching back into American history. Hey, would you like to hear some more?
Tell me more.
Caddo Indian leaders often met in a building like this one, known as a council house. Plains Indians tribes were ruled by a chief, and the chief was advised by a council of elders. In some tribes, it was customary not to make a decision until everyone had spoken. So keep your comments brief, please. Many of the Plains Indians lived as nomads, following the herds of buffalo, which they hunted from horseback. They often dried the meat by hanging it in the sun on racks like these. Anyone hungry? See you later. But don't worry, I won't sit around collecting dust. I'll keep searching for clues to help you firm up your facts and crack this case. Call me back on the video phone if you need help nailing down that warrant.
Alrighty. So, where are we going? So actually, she's not going to Kentucky. The heck? So it's Indiana. Okay, so I was looking at them. Okay. Indiana Motor Speedway, Hall of Fame, racing capital of the world.
Glad to make your acquaintance. When I first saw her, I thought she shot off like a bullet to Fort Sumter National Monument to see where the first shots of the Civil War were fired.
So that's somewhere south, okay?
Salutations. She's looking for quick ways to acquire capital in Colombia.
Nice to meet you.
Ohio?
Nice to meet you.
Her severe gaze convinced me she's put up a good fight in Spartanburg.
Spartanburg, okay.
Pleased to meet you. She said that a budding interest in English park-styled gardens might lead her to Charlestown Landing.
Let's check Ohio. So, oh no, it's Columbia. Ah, nuts. Okay. So, Columbia. Let's try South Carolina. Okay, South Carolina is Columbia. Landmarks, they have Cypress Gardens. That's where I wish she would be. Alright, so our crook is here. Oh, there she is.
Hi there.
Oh! Chaos.
You put an end to my scheming. Carmen will be steaming.
That's funny.
It's all over the papers. You've done an excellent job. You solved the case, and chaos is finally under control. She's also under lock and key. But another treasure has been taken, and I need someone to track it down. Can I send you?
Alright guys, we're gonna stop here because we already did a double case today. So guys, thank you so much for coming in and watching this new video of Where in the USA Is Carmen Sandiego. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike. Place some comments down below. Let me know what you felt about this video. Say hi, give me some suggestions, and more. And I shall, if you like this channel, please hit that subscribe button and follow me on my social media. And I shall see you in the next video.